Beak. Beak is finally back, baby. Man. Hunter x Hunter. Oh my god. I can't believe we're alive to actually see the day that Hunter x Hunter is actually back. Okay, I don't have anything to say really. Let's just get into it. Let me just make sure my stream is running. YouTube looks fine. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Twitch is... Yep, Twitch is working. Hi. Alright, let's just get into it. Let's just read the chapter. I kinda... Before we start, I did glimpse both Korabika and Serhill while fetching the chapter pages accidentally. I have a solution to make sure that doesn't happen again next time, but I know that Serhill, we're gonna get a follow-up on Serhill and Korabika. So, Hunter x Hunter, chapter 411. I don't see a title, so just chapter 411. Let's start. The ninth prince's funeral procession. So we're flashing back. So we're back to where we left off with Benjamin against Hulkenberg. So, if I remember correctly, we kinda believe that Hulkenberg is dead at this moment. So let's see if that prediction comes true. The Ninth Prince is free, not his body, but his like spirit in Balsamilko's body. Whatever. Who cares? Let's just read. So, I have literally adrenaline running through my veins. It kind of feels weird to actually be reading new chapters for Hunter x Hunter. Anyway, the Ninth Prince's funeral procession is scheduled to depart the Ministry of Justice at 1 p.m. and arrive at the funeral hall on Tier 1 before 2 p.m. However, so yeah, the funeral procession that we see while Chrollo is searching for his... let me lower the music a little bit. The funeral procession that we saw while Chrollo was searching for a specific Nen user that he's trying to steal his ability. However, in consideration with the succession war, his will dictates that a send-off by the princes is unnecessary. In consideration of the succession war, so the other princes will not attend his ceremony. Okay. Because they're stuck on tier 1 to conduct the succession war. Day 12, Thursday, 8 a.m. inside the Ministry of Justice. So this is back to the phone call between Benjamin and Balsamilko. Which, man, the timeline, I don't remember anything about. I've forgotten so much. I don't remember anything. Once the ninth prince's private army is disbanded and the procedures for their reassignment to tier 2 and below are complete, I will return there. Okay, so they're disbanding his personal guards for Hulkenberg. Good work, well done. Yes, sir. The time is before the issuance of the special martial law. Oh, this is like a meta comment by the narrator, kinda. The time is before the issuance of the special martial law. So we're back before the martial law, which we get for a fact that has been enacted in the last chapter. Melody. Okay, this one I didn't notice. Melody and Kaiser and Kacho. Okay. How's the 11th prince doing? 11th Fujitsu. Okay. She's fast asleep. It's to be expected. She needs to rest quietly until she recovers enough to wake up naturally. So these guys were plotting to assassinate Lazarus. Okay. And this is before their plan went down. Could it be that I'm making Fuchan use up extra energy? You absolutely must not worry about that. You are absolutely essential to Fujitsu. Without you, she wouldn't survive. Oh, she means because she's a Nen beast that is feeding off of her energy. She's worried that she's expending too much of her energy by just existing. Okay. Whether the ninth prince's death was a suicide or an assassination by the first prince, Hulkenberg, ninth, okay, or an assassination by the first prince, the funeral will likely be held grandly and solemnly as to not provoke public backlash. We will just wait and see until the ninth prince's funeral concludes without a hitch. In the meantime, let's get our own preparations perfectly in order. I just got distracted by this little depiction. I think it's the whale. I thought it was Fugitsu's head, like the weird wispy things that were following Fugitsu. The bugs and stuff. Okay, so we're in the 302? Wait, we never seen a 302. Is that tier 3? No, I'm not sure what 302 means. But 2 is for the second prince, which is Camilla. Which is, yeah, we see Serhill here. Wait, what's going on? Wait, so Serhill is wearing makeup? She cleans it up? So Serhill just casually always wears makeup to make their face more stern? Because their face is like completely clean, like a blank slate here. They even removed their own expression. And now they're actually applying another makeup. So they're like a disguise artist. I guess that would come in handy if you're having such a problem such as a succession war. Okay, so that's Serhill. Okay. She transformed into a maid. Is Serhill supposed to be a man or a woman? I don't remember. They kind of feel gender ambiguous a bit. My, well, I guess we don't know. Maybe they're acting to be a man or a woman whenever they're Serhill. Anyway, my, you've disguised yourself quite skillfully. Grandma, you're getting senile and so forgetful. This is my original self, while my persona as the captain of the guards is just an external mask. Is it your actual self? I mean, you're wearing a wig and makeup. Or is it that she gets so into the roleplay that she truly acts each and every character to its max that like she tries to embody everything about the character that could be something like that, huh? Anyway, do you even know the meaning of original? So the grandma retaliates back with a comment. The meaning of original. By the way, the situation has changed significantly with the death of the ninth prince, but we are still executing the plan as scheduled, correct? Yes. Finding a Nen exorcist is essential, so I definitely want to smoke them out as early as possible. A Nen exorcist, yeah, they do not like Nen exorcists because their abilities can be exorcised, they're curses. Or they inflict curses, so they don't want an exorcist. Or they are afraid of an exorcist existing on the, I guess, anybody's else's side. Well, it would be best if there isn't one, but working under the assumption that there is, we'll have to drastically alter our approach depending on the type of nin exorcist they have. The curse on 14th Prince, how many days do you estimate it will take to accumulate? If our rooms are separate and I can't see them, it'll probably take a full week, even if we're in the same area. If we're lucky and they lower their guards, letting me get close enough to touch them, I'll wring their neck and kill them on the spot. So yeah, no need for nin curses and chancing the nin exorcist if they just get like any opportunity to do it by hand. So yeah, my prediction that Kurapika is gonna be on guard for Serhill is completely out the window. He's not gonna even realize it is the captain of the guard that has been sent to his room, but just a random maid. I mean, Kurapika is already on guard, but he might not expect this to be like a really adept nin user. But he'll still be on guard for like assassinations and stuff, so yeah. Okay. If it comes to that, please make sure Kako is my successor. Kako, I don't remember that name. It might have been one of the deathbed companions. What were they called? I don't remember. Well, I'm off then. And we get another nin class. Everybody's gathered here again. Who's this guy? The first guy on the second page. Is my mouse visible? Not sure if... Oh yeah, now it's visible. What the hell is this guy? I can't remember if we've seen this guy before. If my memory serves me well, which it usually doesn't, Kurapika finished the first session of nin lessons. So he taught the first crew or first group of people. So now he's conducting another set of sessions for new recruits. So he's starting the lessons from zero again. Because it's been, what day is it? 12th day. So it's been a week and a little bit. Didn't he say 2 weeks? Man, I don't remember anything. Anyway, so these are new faces, I assume, because this is the new cohort. These guys are still there to conduct, to just validate everything, and Serhill. And these are the guards provided by the third prince as payment for working together with the third prince. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a lot of characters. And they kind of... Is it just me or do they lack a lot of details? They just don't look that well. Second training session. So yeah, I was right. Current participants, 18. Because we were down, a few of them died last time. Based on the results of the previous session, since there were several people who wished to continue taking the course and level up. So yeah, that's why a lot of them seem the same, or the same characters are showing up again. Like this guy and this guy, this guy. I thought they were there just to continue monitoring or they're sending like one old one and one new one just for security. Okay, to continue and level up, we hastily increased the capacity and decided to split it into an introductory class and a beginner class. However, for the introductory class, For the introductory class, a 2-week training course will put you in a state where you can use Nen. I will promise this unchanged from last time. And the beginner class. So the beginner class is the ones continuing from last time to continue honing their skill. Which of us is going to be the introductory class? Which of us is going to the introductory class? Oh, they're deliberating between each other. My mouse is gone again. Okay, there you go. Have to tap back into the app. So they're deliberating between each other. They're going to split and watch both classes. That be you. I think it's probably by the prince's arrangement. Because he's the one who's perceptive. He can tell who's the actual Nen users and who's what their Nen type could be. Oh yeah, you don't have to put up a tough front, you know? No, seriously, you should be the one to do it. So not only are they deliberating, but he's also trying to gauge Babimina's reaction. He's like kind of busting his balls a little bit. Trying to figure out where his allegiance actually lies. He's very suspicious of his own teammate, which is weird. But like, I mean, you can never be too careful when it comes to Nen. For the beginner class, one per week. For the beginner class, 1 per week. I promise to have you master the basics of the 4 major principles. 1 per week or once per week? I'm not sure what that means. Furthermore, for the princes whose intentions and interests aligns with ours, I will permit an increase of 1 person per prince, limited strictly to the introductory class. Bro, Korabika is learning business, adding incentives, and the premium version you have to pay extra for. You have to actually partner with us and align yourself with us. Man, the art really does look a bit rough. Like, look at Korabika's hand. It looks like a first draft, kinda. But hey, let's not complain. We have a chapter. I'm just happy we're actually getting to read more. I want you to confirm... Am I reading the right place? Yeah. I want you to confirm by the phone whether or not they wish to add 1 more person. The beginner class course has been extended to 1 month, but of course you are free to quit halfway through. The beginner class course has been extended to 1 month? Okay. The basics of the 4 major principles in 1 month, that's an impossibility. That's an impossibly fast pace for normal training, but if he uses an attack, it's not a completely impossible number. So if he initiates them the same way Gon and Killua got initiated, they can begin learning much faster. But didn't that already happen? Isn't that the whole point of how Korabika activated the previous cohort's abilities? Oh yeah, but because wait, what's his name again? Is this Furikov? I think it's Furikov. Babimina is this guy. Last time he didn't actually get to see how Korabika does it, so he's still theorizing on the method how he's activating people's abilities. That makes more sense. Okay, if the statement in the stalemate in the succession war continues for another month, the second time attendees here will become fully fledged Nen users. Even from a military standpoint, they will no longer be ordinary humans. The aim of increasing the number of recruits is, in addition to balancing military power, to disperse and reduce the number of guards in the other princes' living quarters. So yeah, while they're in lessons, there will be less protection in other princes' quarters, or so he's assuming. Living quarters, thereby steering the entire succession war towards a more defense-oriented strategy. So because you have less protection, you're gonna with whoever is left in these rooms will have to prioritize protection, because if they go on the offensive, then there's nobody left protecting their prince. Yeah, that man, just so many details in every single interaction between these goddamn characters. It's insane. Okay. Birere-san? Birere. Bellerante. Is that like a short for his name? 13th Prince Guard, Hunter Association member, Bellerante. So yeah, Bellerere. I guess that's like a shortcut for his name. An abbreviation maybe. During the previous lecture, a murder happened here, right? The culprit hasn't been found yet. Will it be okay this time? Well, to be honest, I don't know, but I don't think you'll be targeted. However, if you spot a girl wearing a mask, let me know right away. So he remembers the silent majority's details when the girl freaked out about the mask. He made sure to remember the information. Cool. Don't you feel like our skin conditioner has gotten really good? What? Huh? Also, my stiff shoulders are completely gone. So they... Okay. 11th Prince Attendant, Erulika's second lecture. 11th Prince Attendant, Radiolas, second lecture. I know, right? We're tired, but it feels like Bauer is welling up even more than that. The Sixth Queen denied it, but if the military police tried to blockade it, then Prince 10 is already... I can't remember. Is Sixth Queen would be Seiko? Like the mother of Fugitsu and Kacho? I think. 10th Prince Attendant Rokoli. And 10th Prince Attendant Yuri. It doesn't say that Rokoli is on the second lecture, so I assume... Yeah, because the other one got arrested. She was the one that freaked out about silent majority. Okay. So this is the replacement. 10th Prince is already... We just need to do exactly what we were told to do. If the military will try to blockade it, then Brenta is already... So she's guessing that Kacho is dead, and she's trying to, like, confirm her suspicions. I mean, what are they gonna do about Prince Kacho? Yeah, they announced that she's dead, right? Because they delivered her death letter to all the other princes to get Fugitsu into the rooms of all the princes so that they can teleport in there. Okay. Bringing another person who is already a guard means that Nin ability is just that powerful, right? Bringing another person who is also a guard means that Nin ability is just that powerful, right? I think what he means is it's worth bringing even another guard just to train them, because even if they compromise on the protection back at the prince's quarters, it still would be worth it for what they learn in Nin. And should be Tobiba, right? Seventh Prince. Uh, Satobi, second lecture. Seventh Prince. Seventh Prince is Losers, no? Okay, I misremembered. I thought this guy was the Tobiba guard. Okay. Indeed, the Seventh Prince intends to wait and see until the trouble between the mafias is settled. Yeah, because Losers would be concerned about the mafia, which would look at this grace period as a golden opportunity. As soldiers belonging to the second queen, yeah, Durazul, we will be recognized afterwards. We will be recognized afterwards, no matter which prince becomes the king. So, if any of Prince Durazul, if any of her princes become king, they will be fine. They will just go and serve the other prince. Because the queens have a lot of control as well. Okay. True. Also, I thought being able to make contact with the second prince's private army here would be a massive advantage. Second prince should be Camilla. Seventh prince God. Hubatich. I'm butchering that name probably. Wait, that's a maid, right? Okay, might just be a standard reconnaissance. Oh, it's just split. Might be just a standard reconnaissance agent. So they want to make, Losers wants to make contact with Camilla. The 14th prince is in the master bedroom. She's not even paying attention to them. She's just 100 hellbent focused on figuring out a way to get to Wobble? Yeah, Wobble. Bedroom. Distance-wise, it's closer than I thought. It seems I can also get my hands on something the prince has used with 5 days. With 5 days, I can execute the plan, not within. I guess it would work with within as well, right? Within 5 days, I can execute the plan. Yeah, that's English. Anyway, second prince's private army captain, Serhill. But what name is she actually going by? Like, she's not gonna say, hey, I'm Serhill. They're gonna be like, Serhill, the captain of the guard of Camilla. That's Serhill. You. You don't look like Serhill, but she probably has a disguise name. As an increase in personnel. I can barely read that, it's so tiny. Okay, an increase in personnel. This guy should be from third prince. He's the guy who got like a second or third coin from Prince Zhengle. An increase in personnel combined with the joint hiding declaration with the fifth prince. With the joint hiding declaration with the fifth prince. It's a defensive strategy meant to create chaos and complicate the situation. Fifth prince to Beba. Hiding. What is a hiding declaration? I'm not sure what that means. It's a defensive strategy meant to create chaos and complicate the situation, so people don't act drastically and they try and defend instead of attack carelessly and leave themselves open. Okay. It is not a good idea to reduce the cipher room personnel any further, Prince. After all, we can invite the 14th Prince's party to a meal as much as we want after the session ends. Well, however, we must do it in a way that the first Prince's side doesn't receive reports that we are very good friends. I was waiting for that reply though. Okay, so he already expected what the prince is gonna say, I guess, whatever that means. If it ultimately... Okay, this is more... what's his name? Tenth Tory. This is more deliberation from Tenth Tory's mind. If... Let me just get close. So small. If it ultimately comes down to the use of force, that's the role of the lower ranks anyway. Okay, his rank, because he's a bodyguard. That's the role of the lower ranks anyway. There is no need to share this special ability any further with my rivals in the promotion race. What does that mean? Is he talking about his rivals as bodyguards? Zhang bodyguards? Or rivals as in other people studying against with Kurapika? Even though I am in a state ready to use Nin abilities, I am practically powerless in front of the First Prince's private soldiers. In that case, I have no choice but to build my strength here while appealing to the First Prince's side regarding strengthening our coordination with the Third Prince. I see. Then, as expected, please leave this to us. There is also the option of having Sakata, who is currently here, take the course. Okay. Yeah, Maor. This is the guy from Tobiba's side that I was confusing with Satobi. Too many names, man. The First Prince's private soldiers must have also noticed that the Fifth Prince's god, Spirit Beast, has revealed itself. Guardian Spirit Beast has revealed itself. They must have also noticed? What? Is this Kurapika's deliberation? Whose deliberation is this? That will act as a deterrent, and the First Prince's faction will likely restrain themselves for a while and observe the Guardian Spirit Beast's behavior. In the meantime, I'm guessing that's Maor's internal deliberation. So he's like, okay, they see the Nin Beast, they're gonna be cautious and not approach carelessly. Except, no, they actually want the Beast to act. They want to learn exactly what's going on with the Beast. They want it to even attack, maybe, so that they can learn more about how its skill works, because the one assigned to Tobiba is Predator, the guy who uses the Predator skill. So he is trying to strategize. He's just not strategizing very well because he's new to the whole Nin stuff. Or maybe is that what Kurapika even said to him? Who knows? The First Prince's faction will likely restrain themselves for a while and observe the Guardian Spirit Beast's behavior. Well, I mean, that is true. They're going to observe it, yeah. In the meantime, I will invite Kurapika, and we will train together. As long as the prince is being targeted, I cannot afford to be picky about the means. Okay, I guess he was right. Yeah, they are going to observe, so they're not gonna actually act immediately. Well then, okay, so much text. Well then, we'll begin the lesson with 9 people in the introductory class and 9 people in the beginner class. Please split into 2 groups. So there's 9 from there and 9 from the other. Okay, that is convenient. Well, being here is much better than being worked to the bone by the sixth queen. 10th Prince Lizula and 11th Prince attended Tony Toniesta. Toniesta. These names are gonna be the end of me, man. My brain is gonna explode. Lizula and Toniesta. Okay, I am anxious, but if I can be of even a little help to the 6th queen, right? Yeah, let's do our best. If we can really gain superhuman powers, we'll definitely be able to serve the 11th prince better than we do now. I'll be able to fight too. So they're trying to fight for Fugetsu. I'm scared. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to to my room right now because bro just told her, yeah, it could happen. You could die. People are still gonna die here. Bro, that's no chill. I want to go back to my room right now. Is he intentionally doing this? Is he like offering her up to like fuck up and possibly die so that he can learn more about Silent Majority's user? Also, on the topic of Silent Majority, who the hell did I predict that Silent Majority is gonna be? Did I predict something like it not even being someone from the room or something? That's the only prediction I can remember. Yep, nothing else is coming to mind. Anyway, yeah, she's 13th prince. 7th prince bodyguard, Gato. This is a new face. Quietly focusing solely on acquiring nin abilities is it? That's right. Make absolutely sure you refrain from acting on your own. This is losers faction, okay. Strategic standby is the safest and most certain path to improving our squad's standing. So these guys were trying to befriend the second prince, okay. They're trying to work with the 2nd prince. Stop messing around. What are you saying? It's not for the squad. It's for yourself, isn't it? Okay, so this guy just doesn't vibe with Satobi. Okay. Princes are dying one after another and the target is a baby? I'd be done in seconds. It'd be done in seconds. What kind of idiot would pass up this perfect opportunity? If I succeed, I'm guaranteed a promotion. You're guaranteed to be fucking executed. Bro, what are you on about? If you do it in broad daylight, you need to do it discreetly at least. I mean, same thing with Serhill. If she does like anything like weird or that draws attention to how she like attempted to take the prince's, well, I guess if she succeeds, then the prince is out of contention and all the guards are dismissed from tier 1, right? So they can't really retaliate, they just lose by default. Like they'd only have like very limited time before the military comes in and just takes them out of the out of tier 1 to avoid trouble. Because if they're left on tier 1, they could just they have nothing to defend. They can just immediately go and attack the other princes. Okay, so he's thinking about his promotion. Okay, if the snake chimera charmer is among them, he's calling the silent majority Snake Charmer, and attacks the 4th prince's private army again. Is there a slim chance the 4th prince would sue us and appear in court himself? Yeah, that would be suspicious if they keep targeting the 4th prince's guards. Who is from the 4th prince? We haven't... Yeah, this guy hasn't been addressed yet. This guy hasn't been addressed. Is this the 4th prince's guard? He might have been. We haven't seen another introduction for them yet. Oh, there it is. We just haven't got to that part yet. Court himself. Now then, those in the introductory class, please clasp your hands together freely. I will now distribute black paper to those in the beginner class. Black paper to those in the beginner class. Okay. Introductory, they're doing the same thing as last time. Beginner class are doing something with a black paper. The 9th prince is dead. So he's going to like try and work out what he needs to do from there, from that information. The prince I first attempted to contact in order to establish a connection with the 4th prince. In the end, we still don't even know the secret behind the ability that caused that tremendous rumbling. There is no way it's a simple death from illness. It must be an assassination. The timing right before the trial with the 1st prince, it's obvious, but there probably won't be any evidence. Timing right before the trial with the 1st prince. It's obvious, but there won't be any evidence. I'm reluctant, but by using the truth behind the 9th prince's death as a spark, he wants to like use it as a bargaining chip or as like something to rile people up, to cause a small revolution or something. We must also keep the option of inciting the public and taking advantage of the chaos on the table. Damn. Okay. He served as a deterrent to the upper princes, and was also the hope of the lower princes. Just by having his private soldiers present in this room, an atmosphere with an exquisite mix of tension and security was created. Who was his... Oh yeah, I remember, the guys with the feathers tattoos. They're not there anymore, because their prince is gone. Okay. Now that it's gone, even at the risk of some danger, I wanted to increase complex uncertainties for the upper prince's side. Yeah, the more complex the situation is, the less likely they are to like move or attack, because they need to study more. They need to make sure they're acting without making any mistakes. As expected, there are no princes trying to allocate any more personnel to the Judicial Bureau, I suppose. I don't know what that means. Serhill is watching Korabika, but Korabika is not paying attention to Serhill. Man, okay. I am Gibber. The new guy is called Gibber. Assigned to the 1st tier to replace Boxen. Is there anything noteworthy from the handover with Muhan? Don't die. If both of you are killed here, the prince won't stay quiet, and it could become a matter of my responsibility. Especially when the matter of the sovereign finally got brushed under the rug. Souvenir, I read that incorrectly. The matter of the souvenir finally got brushed under the rug? What the hell does that mean? What matter of souvenir? Okay. Excuse me, can I say something? This is the guy in the background. Slaka. 3rd Prince's bodyguard Slaka? Slaka from Zangle? Is that him? I'm Slaka, a soldier belonging to the 2nd Queen. I'll join the introductory class too. Belonging to the 2nd Queen? And he's a bodyguard for the 3rd Prince? Zangle? I'll join the introductory class. I don't remember who this is, but I remember the name Slaka. Wasn't that a fourth prince guy? Slaka? I don't know. I'll join the introductory class too. Okay, what is that guy suddenly blabbing about? We don't mind, but belonging to the second queen, meaning he's a close aide to the second prince. Camilla. No, he's a bodyguard for the third prince. No, he's a bodyguard for the third? But he's saying that about himself? If I'm a bodyguard for the third prince, I think is the correct translation, maybe? If I'm just gonna stand around here dazed, it's way more beneficial to learn an ability. What? Huh? Isn't this one of the hunters? Who the hell is this guy? Is it supposed to be the same guy? His nose looks different, his eyebrows are drawn different. Who the hell is that guy? In the bottom right. The third, a bodyguard who serves as a supervisor to a lower prince, leaving his position, his boss to come here. That's normally impossible, right? Is he sticking around to gain something important? If they intend to leave us out of the loop, we'll have to recognize the treaty itself. Reconsider the treaty itself. So he's like, okay, we need details on what's going on between Kurapika and this guy, is what he means. Idiot, you're just giving them unnecessary information. You're just giving them unnecessary info. It's the same line, beat it again. This translation, I'm not reading the official translation, I'm reading wherever the hell this translation came from, and I'm kind of starting to get confused with what's going on this page. Idiot, you're just giving them unnecessary information. You're just giving them unnecessary information. Are you trying to ruin the friendly relationship we went out of our way to build? So this guy is from Zanglei. This guy is from Zanglei as well. But he works for a different queen and he's trying to create trouble for Kurapika and Zanglei. This bastard, knowing full well and doing it on purpose, taking advantage of my silence during the previous lecture, sneaking around behind my back and making under-the-table deals. If you have no intention of handing over that information regarding Nin that could influence the succession contest to yours truly, I have absolutely no desire to play along with your little friendship game. Okay, he wants to make trouble for Kurapika and Zanglei's relationship. Because he isn't aligned with the third prince or the third queen. He's just here to stir up trouble. Okay, good grief. As some of you may have already noticed, the reason is being demonstrated here due to certain special circumstances. The reason is being demonstrated here due to certain special circumstances. It is to learn the crucial information regarding Nin that could even influence the succession contest. Since this is a good opportunity, I shall announce it right now, right here. Okay, so it's this guy. He's just drawn with more details. This guy, which is this guy. Just the art is a bit inconsistent. So I was confused who this guy was. So this is the guy from Tsuridnik's camp. Okay. What's Kurapika gonna say? Wait a minute. If you talk about that here and now, even though we might have been able to advance the succession war to our advantage with that information, is that what you mean? Actually, unfortunately, it's not that kind of information. He's confused. Bobby Miner is looking at him. I'm confused too. What's going on? Everybody's just looking at the camera in confusion, me included. What's going on? It seems the expression influenced the outcome of the succession war caused a misunderstanding. I apologize. I am very sorry for phrasing it in a way that could be taken to mean only the prince who obtained the information would benefit. Okay, so he's like, oh, this is a piece of information that gives you an advantage. I think this is gonna relate to what he means with when we saw him talk to the Queen Oito about finding a way to diffuse the succession war. Because he had a plan to stop the war or make it so that multiple people, multiple princes could like disengage or get out of it alive. Okay, now wait, how else are we supposed to take it? I will explain that now. Right now on this ship, the succession war to decide the next king of Kakin is in progress. An insane situation where the sole survivor inherits the throne, but he's gonna say now that he's going to find a way out of it. For some princes. First, a fundamental question arises regarding that. Why go that far? Because Nin abilities and conditions. Is he gonna explain that? How Nin conditions are strengthened by the sacrifices of the other princes? Needless to say, the grand cause lies in the prosperity of the nation. He is a king to lead over 1 billion citizens. When it comes to the state of affairs, ritual, the state of affairs ritual that decides such a thing, even as a motivation or a mission, it serves as an ample justification to go that far. So exactly what I said, to create the prosperity, the magical stuff that the king can do, going this far and executing the other princes is necessary. Furthermore, just let me take in all the reactions of the people at the top. Who the hell is that guy? Who the hell is that supposed to be Sekitel? No, it's not the same guy, right? Wait, it is the same guy. Why does he look so different? Or is it actually just a slightly different person because he has lines on his... Oh my god. I am confusion. This guy... I think Furikov was his name. Bobby Miner. Furthermore, Nin abilities have continuously brought success to the outcomes of these state affairs. That's where the root of it lies. By utilizing Nin abilities and maximizing the capabilities, outcome through vows and limitations. Okay, just Nin as we understand it, I think. It can further solidify the leadership of the next king who survives this fierce competition, making national prosperity rock solid. That is how powerfully Nin can operate. Okay. What are vows and limitations? The principle by which one gains remarkably higher efficiency and power by taking on stricter resolve and greater risk. The act of sacrificing the lives of one's own bloodline to narrow the successors down to just a single person carries immense resolve and even brings the risk of complete clan extinction. Yeah, if everybody dies, if somehow eventually everybody sets traps here and there and all the princes end up killing each other, it can be an extinction, a complete eradication of all the princes and all the heritage and all the possible like ability or prosperity that it could have been brought to Kakin could also be a condition that if everybody dies, the ritual just breaks and you lose all the prosperity, huh? However, up to this point, this is strictly the resolve of a ritual that decided to conduct the succession war. The resolve of enshrinement and offering. So now we're getting into the shrines and stuff. The stuff that we got like a glimpse of, like the old people, they used to do shrines and shit. And we see about it in the new continent. Like we see people like write stuff on the walls and stuff. That's part of the enshrinement that we haven't seen in like Hunter x Hunter, like used very liberally. Like very rarely do we actually see somebody use like the Nen writing, other than like Greed Island. But like Greed Island is like an insane concept to operate such a thing, which shows you how OP. Like there is a new level. Like this is not just vows and limitations. Like that's like one level of Nen. Shrining and offering, that's like a new level. Like it builds on top of the vows and limitations. Like to make something that builds on itself continuously. Holy shit. So we're literally redefining Nen, or like expanding massively on Nen this chapter, huh? Holy shit. Okay. The Matsuri in the Matsuri Goto ADM in administration slash affairs of state has 4 meanings, and Kakin has utilized this in their Nen-based succession war. Prayer to God, praying for national prosperity and establishing a vow, offering to God, offering the lives of blood relatives as proof of resolve. And yeah, and we got the whole like Full Metal Alchemist stuff. Dragons and stars and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about these stars and stuff. There's down arrows. I'm noticing there's like arrows down. Well, let's just read. Okay, offering the lives of blood relatives. That's 4. Comforting souls and spirits. That's 5. Gathering those who died during the succession war into 2 locations to form an aura field. Holy shit. Unity of government and ritual politics by the ritualist. Covering the affairs of the state using immense power gathered through the ceremony. Corby could just become a politician or something. What the hell is going on? Okay. The process of advancing the succession war, the restrictions, risks that arise during the ceremony, if these are not established, the Nen required to maintain the power of Guardian Spirit Beast. The leadership necessary for government. That is what makes one fit to lead the masses as king. Cannot be guaranteed. Cannot be guaranteed. Okay, that very restriction is crucial information fully capable of swaying the outcome of the succession war. What if there's a time limit on the succession war? It's like, you have to kill each other, but if the time runs out, and not everybody is dead except for one, then it fails? Is that what he's going to suggest? Like a prolonged... Is that why he's angling toward a more defensive strategy? To make everyone on defense so that... to cause a stalemate and stop the succession through stalemate? But that's not a new idea, it's kind of just going with the same plan as before. And this shot, we saw this before when this guy standing on the pile of corpses when Hulkenberg died or something? I don't remember. Voyage to the new continent takes 2 months, since 12 days have already passed. What remains is about a month and a half, since the ceremony is scheduled immediately after landing, where the current king will officially announce the prince who will become the next king. There is no doubt that the deadline for the succession war is during the BW's voyage, the Black Whale's voyage. Determining the next successor during this time is an absolute requirement. There you go, I call it. I call it after being led by Kurapika, but yeah. If the deadline arrives and the succession war is not concluded with only one singular prince remaining, the Hyogoro family will fall from the royal throne. Okay, to go that far even. That it will have like repercussions on top of that. Yeah, because the restriction, not only will you just not succeed, maybe there's restrictions that will cause like a curse to be placed upon them on top of that, to like increase the potential for when it does succeed. And everybody is surprised. Nobody is not giving a reaction. Serhill, I believe, Yurikov. These images, the faces are so tiny. Can barely see them. Or can barely tell apart. And everybody is in shock. Okay. Agitation. No, scratch that. You mean a regime change. If we lose the adaptability, extraordinary manipulation, how can you just say that? The Hyogoro family will fall from the royal throne. Like, that in itself just being said out loud in front of everybody? Wouldn't that like cause like trust issues or be what's the word? Implying that the family will fall from grace is in itself treason, no? He can't just say that without being like tried. Or even this in itself is a conspiracy, no? Like they can try him for conspiring to like take down the Hyogoro family. Just by saying this out loud, no? Like they would probably misrepresent what he's trying to say specifically, to like make it seem even more bad that he said he's trying to take them down. Okay. Agitation, no, scratch that, you mean a regime change. If we lose the adaptability, extraordinary manipulation capabilities, and everything else that has been heightened to their absolute limits by Nen, that is inevitably the outcome. Isn't the risk higher if it's everyone dies if you don't meet the deadline? Yeah, but that's the opposite. That is, you're trying to make it more powerful, not use it. That would take away from the power of the ritual by doing it that way. So, yeah. Why do you think, or is it? Yeah, it's a restriction to like force the outcome, so it would be negative. You would need more restrictions to establish this restriction. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Why do you think of it as a collapse rather than a total annihilation? At the moment, it is decided that only one person can survive. It's a bit much. Okay. At the moment, it is decided that only one person can survive a contract, risking one life has already been established. Completely stripping away options during the course of the festival is not a restriction, but a coercion. Yeah, coercion is the word I should have used. Cool. Okay, for Nin, it would end up having the opposite effect. Yeah, so it will weaken it, I was right. Leaving an option for when the succession contest is not completed. Leaving an option for when the succession contest is not completed. In other words, the freedom that permits multiple princes to survive by leaving hope for the participants in weaker positions. The risk of the rulers. Self-destruction. The risk of the rulers self-destructing is hidden behind the restriction of a time limit. Are you really the one saying that? That's basically egging us on, like we're screwed if we don't hurry up and kill the lower ranked princes. Yeah, for people who really want the throne, to them they're like, there's no chance if you don't succeed right here, right now. Because in their minds, well, yeah, if they fall from grace, then there's no chance for them to succeed. I mean, they could just, well, if it's a curse that will haunt their family, they might be haunted by the curse and won't be able to ascend back to power for one reason or another. And one more thing, I shall make a major announcement. That's not the major announcement. The 14th prince does not possess the qualifications for the succession war. The 14th prince does not possess the qualifications for the succession war. What the fuck were the requirements? What was it? They need to like offer up the blood and get the Nin Beast, and does the 14th prince not have a Nin Beast? Is that why Kurapika's like... Hunter x Hunter, chapter 411, end. Accelerating motives. A shockwave strikes. Okay, I also did catch a glimpse of Queen Oito. I just didn't realize that it was Queen Oito. I thought this was Fugitsu. And I just forgot about it. Forgot to say to talk about it at the start of the chapter. But yeah, Queen Oito is freaking out. I thought this was Fugitsu collapsed on the floor, but then I quickly looked away and tried not to think about it. And completely forgot about it. Another perk of having absolutely no memory. Cool. Accelerating motives. A shockwave strikes. Hunter x Hunter. What does that mean? The 14th prince. Now I need to go back and figure out what the requirements are. She is the wife of the king. That I remember. Is Oito not her daughter? Did the baby get swapped? Is the baby hidden somewhere else? Is that what's going on? Somebody swapped her baby and she doesn't even know? Maybe it happened literally the day of the birth and they immediately swapped it with another child? Prepared on... How would you even prepare that? To just have another just freshly birthed child at the same time? What? Like, whatever fuckery is going on here, it's to do with Beyond Netero, right? What did that fucker do? What did that... 14th Prince does not possess the qualifications for the succession war. We never saw their... what's it called? The Guardian Spirit Beast. We seen some dark aura coming from their crib. But... was that... What was that? Is that what's going on? Prince Wobble is cursed with Beyond Netero has Prince Wobble cursed. And he's the someone has been using Prince Wobble to curse. They're using Prince Wobble to use Silent Majority. That's how we got Woody, or Woody, what's his name, who died before the classes even began. He also was dried to death. So I was right. It is someone from the original, or at least... I don't remember what I used to theorize. But I think one of my theories was that it has to be someone from the original crew, not from the people who came after for the class. Did I ever say that Wobble might have been the one using Silent Majority? That'd be crazy if I predicted that. I just don't remember if I ever said that. I think I said Oito might have been the one using Silent Majority. Not Wobble. That's crazy. But how are they not eligible for the succession war? Also, why would any of these people believe them? They're like, okay, you're lying. Piss off. He's gonna have to prove it. He's gonna have to show undeniable proof that Prince Wobble is not eligible for the succession war. But how would he do that? Like, if they have like a guardian spirit beast, they can have any sort of like ability that can like hide itself, kind of like to Beba. So how would he like prove that she doesn't have a guardian spirit beast? And if they make up any lie about Queen Oito or her child or something, why would they believe it? It's like, how would they believe that Wobble is just not her daughter? For one reason or another. They'd be like, you're just lying, why would we believe you? And Queen Oito is very shocked. She's like... She looks like that girl from the Ant arc. I don't remember her name. That's crazy. That's the end of the chapter, yeah. Holy crap! Oh, sorry, I poked the mic. Okay. Let's recap what we got this chapter. A follow-up on Benjamin and Balsamilko. I mean, does this page really inform us with literally anything? It feels kind of like a reminder, both these first two pages. Like, yeah, we already know most of this information about Benjamin versus Hulkenberg's position, Bobbit, and the situation there. Like Kacho, Fugetsu, and these guys' plan just to take out losers. Nothing new really got added here. Let's get our own preparations perfectly in order. Serhill, this is new information. Serhill just is a complete manipulator. Okay. They disguise artist is a better term. But the grandma is like, do you even know the meaning of original? She's disputing the fact that this person is really who's they're pretending to be. Well, this person just completely disguises themselves, completely in character, believes whatever character they are currently playing to the max. And they mention Kako. I think that's a name that we've heard before, but I'd have to like go back to previous chapters, and that might take like 10 minutes, me flipping through chapter pages to find out all the names of the other guys from the second prince's camp. And Kurobika's not paying attention to this maid. He's just not giving her enough attention because he doesn't recognize Sarah. Did their height also change? Sarah like looked pretty tall. Like they looked like a average person, but this maid looks short, doesn't she? Where is she? Oh, actually she's tall. Never mind. I thought she was like one of these guys, like really short guys. I can barely tell who's who. This is the girl with that guy. These girls are from... I don't know. Who even is this guy? He looks so much like the third prince's guard, but he's not part of them. He's one of the new participants. The prince's guards are like in the background, facing us behind the camera. Yeah, and she's just perfectly tall, just like you'd expect. So much, so many details, so many interactions, so many characters plotting different stuff. This guy, whereas this guy doesn't even trust his own teammate and he's going for his own crazy promotion plans. This guy is like analyzing what his own prince is telling him. This guy is trying to figure out how to protect his own prince. Bro, I'm overstimulated. Just one chapter in. Holy crap. Kurobika's over analyzing and kind of like feeling a little bit somber about the death of Hulkenberg, because he planned to like ally with him. He tried to like understand him. He probably spent a good portion of time trying to research and understand who this person is. So he feels a bit of a connection. So when he's dead, he's like, ah, man, that guy, he was my ticket. He was my guy. I had plans for that person. This guy confused me, the fourth prince's guard, who suddenly locks in, changes his entire facial features and art style. Bro, I'm sure it's him, right? Right? Is it him? Is it even him? This guy has a clean shave. This guy doesn't have a clean shave. This guy's hair. Like, it elevates. But the rest of his facial features are the same. When he's simplified, his hair changes a bit. He doesn't have like the outlines on the side, and the top part isn't as pronounced. In when RTX is on, he looks different, man. The third, a bodyguard who serves as a supervisor to a lower prince, leaving his boss to come here. That's normally impossible, right? Yeah, this person was sent by the second queen to the third prince to monitor them, and then the third prince... Oh yeah, he said to the third prince that, hey, I'm gonna go with these guys, and the third prince was like, okay, go ahead, right? He's like, no, he said to the bodyguards, hey, I'm coming with you. With the third prince, yeah, the third prince then said, okay, go ahead. He didn't protest. I can barely remember. Man, I'm so cooked. I did all those streams. I did all these streams. And I remember nothing. Man, I need to see a doctor. It's been kind of a while since I streamed. To be honest, I didn't expect the new chapters, to take this long to come out. I thought they would start at the start of the year. To be honest, just the same way that it happened last year. But they were delayed like half of the year until now, half of the year later. God damn it. And we have the Full Metal Alchemist stuff. New level of Nin just unlocked and became canonized. Long-term Nin where you like do rituals and offerings and gods and stuff. Is that gonna be a thing in Hunter x Hunter? Like, gods are made using Nin. Like, you can do a ritual and through like years and years and maybe even thousands of years of like an ongoing ritual, you can like craft a god eventually. What the fuck? We didn't we? Didn't Togashi once say that Jesus was canon and he was just a Nin user? Is Jesus from the Dark Continent? Oh my god. Is that a thing? That Jesus was one of the people from the Dark Continent that was codified into godhood using these insane like rituals and stuff. Holy crap. That would be insane if we actually man, okay. This is insane. Okay, and what about this shot? Like, we got like almost something very identical to this man who's standing on a pile of corpses. And are they corpses or weapons? People in armor, maybe? They look like objects actually, less like than people or body parts. And he's standing there victoriously. There's no doubt that the deadline for the season is an absolute requirement. I can't remember exactly the context of what Hulkenberg was talking about. I think he was just describing his own ability, right? The way his ability works. What does that have to do with this imagery? Also, why is the boat on top of the black whale flying off? It's not supposed to be outside, right? It looks like it's sitting on top. Huh? What is that depiction? I noticed it while I was reading. I didn't pay that much attention to it. Yeah, I'm just shaking everything on OBS. Nothing bad happened. No frames dropped. Thankfully. Okay. So I did notice this while I was reading, that it looked weird. It looked elevated, but Kurapika is describing the future when they reach the end of the voyage. But is this a depiction of right now? If it is right now, why is the boat raised so high above the black whale? And the time limit. What is this time? So milliseconds, seconds, hours, days, months? 2 months. He said 2 months, right? Yeah, milliseconds. Yeah, that would track. So it's a month, 18 days, 13 hours, and yeah, that's such a specific time. But, I mean, he did declare this to everybody, Corbika did. But would this really change anything? Like, the people at the top, they're still gonna gun for the win. They absolutely are hell-bent. They would give their life for this position. And the people at the bottom are trying everything to survive anyway. This almost changes nothing. It just it can rattle people. It can provide like what it can do, yeah, as Furikov. I hope his name is Furikov because I don't remember. If this guy's prediction is right, there was like some plan where they would just, in some situations where they would just give up trying to accomplish the goal on the Black Whale if the situation gets complicated enough. But now he's hell-bent on attacking. So Korobika's doing the opposite. Hold on. It's not a 10,000 IQ move. It's actually negative 100 IQ move at this point. No? Korobika? You're instigating attack now. Because there could have been a scenario where they might have not attacked you if you created a deadlock. But now Korobika is instigating them to act more hastily. Also, we know for a fact that only very few princes are remaining in a few days. Maybe even the next day. I don't even remember last chapter, how many days ahead of this chapter it was. I think that was English. I sure hope so. Because last chapter we saw the future. Now we're flashing back. I'm digging a bigger hole, aren't I? I'm making it sound even more confusing. We're currently in the past, but we got a glimpse in the future. And we know that Benjamin believes most of the princes are dead, except like 3 or 4. And he's like, okay, only 4 left. Does he mean that only 4 that are a threat to him? Like, he's not counting Wobble, he's not counting Fugetsu. The guy is at the bottom. Maybe. What a chapter. Ooh, we're back, baby. We're back to Hunter x Hunter. Every chapter is so convoluted. So many options. So many weird scenarios. Oh, man. This is what it means to be a Hunter x Hunter fan, man. I am confused, and I love it. Holy crap. But yeah, I'm kind of exhausted just from thinking about all of this. Let's just stop here. I could probably go on forever after this, but it's been a while since I streamed. It's a bit tiring on both my throat and I'm kind of feeling lightheaded for some reason. I mean, after all these reveals, who wouldn't be lightheaded? Well, I'm losing everything. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, hopefully, I'm back to streaming consistently. We're not gonna have another chapter until next week, but Berserk. I promised to do more Berserk last time I ended the stream, or I ended reading Hunter x Hunter. Hopefully, tomorrow I'm gonna be reading some Berserk for the first time, so if you're interested in Berserk, if you're interested in Berserk and I don't get cold feet, I'll be streaming tomorrow my first read through of Berserk. So if you're interested, please join me. And I don't know what else to say. Sorry for disappearing for a while. It's been on my mind. Literally every day I've been saying I want to stream. But how about I do it tomorrow? And it's been like this for like the past 4, maybe 5 months. Just I've been getting cold feet the entire time. I mean, some stuff did happen, but I'll tell the story later after I've compiled in my head what I want to say. But for the most part, I've just been lazy. I'm be honest. I've been just lazing around and not streaming. Hopefully this will change. Hopefully I won't stop streaming after this new batch of Hunter x Hunter chapters finishes. I'll be preoccupied with Berserk, maybe. Maybe that's gonna get me into actually producing content full force. But yeah, that's the plan for the future. If you're interested, please subscribe. We're at 49 subscribers. Funny thing is, we've hit 50 subscribers a few times. But since I don't upload, people have been unsubscribing, so we're back to 49. So we can't celebrate 50 subscribers just yet. So yeah, you can subscribe and become the number 50th subscriber. But yeah, sorry for being away for so long, and thank you for the people who did subscribe and stuck along. But yeah, I've been blabbering on for too long. I'm gonna go take a break. But yeah, I need to practice more so I can read as much Berserk. So I can read Berserk effectively. Yeah, one chapter of Hunter x Hunter, I don't know if Berserk has the same qualities as Hunter x Hunter. The same amount of detail and the same amount of holy fuck, I can't believe this character is doing this and has their own universe attached to them. Anyway, I keep yabbing.